This video is not made for children. Spoiler alert now, I will be spoiling the series, and any trigger warning I can think of will be listed in the description below. Welcome to the world of Mr. Lemoncello, a kooky librarian who loves a good puzzle. Surprisingly, I came across this series at Target. If you've seen my other videos lately, you know that's surprising because everything I've picked up there lately has accidentally been smut, even when there's no indication of that on the cover. The kids section seems to be where my sanity is safe to browse freely. I found this series and was very intrigued. Nothing like a good book about books to get you reading some good books. Book number 1, Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library by Chris Grabenstein. I gave 3 out of 5. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory meets Escape Room. This isn't very original, but I appreciate the effort in making reading fun for kids. A school has an essay contest and the winners get a sleepover in the town's new library. Kyle doesn't meet the deadline but gets in anyway, which I don't think is fair. He's grounded from playing video games and was determined to go to this to use the computers to game all night, which is a bit disappointing, but it gets better. The morning after the event, the kids are alone in the library. Mr. Lemoncello, a game designer for intricate board games, was one of the contest judges and is the host of the event now. He gathers the parents and tells them the kids are all in the library and have to play a game to get out. They can voluntarily leave, but they'll forfeit the prize of being the spokesperson and super famous. He describes it as the Hunger Games minus the bows and arrows. Sir, did you read The Hunger Games? Surprisingly, the parents aren't even mad that this man has their kids somewhat trapped. They're all excited for the possible fame. Then he announces the game to kids, and one kid leaves right away because he has things to do. The remaining kids solve book-themed riddles and questions to escape the library. Kyle wins with a bookworm classmate of his. Mr. Lemoncello feels heavily inspired by Willy Wonka, and they reference the book a few times here. Despite its lack of originality, I had fun with this. Book 2, Mr. Lemoncello's Library Olympics. I gave 3 out of 5. In the first book, Mr. Lemoncello opened the library and let middle schoolers of the town compete to be the spokesperson. Kyle's team won and they got to be in commercials. Kids around the country were jealous of that, so Mr. Lemoncello holds a quiz-like contest for kids all over, and the winners will be on a team against Kyle's team from the first book. There's also a group of people trying to take back the library from Mr. Lemoncello because he's a game maker. I'm conflicted on this because I like how he's making reading knowledge fun for kids, but that's kind of all it is. The knowledge is more fun than the actual reading. One character is a bookworm, but other kids want the library to play video games. On the side of people trying to reclaim the library, I do agree with them and want a quiet and calm library. But maybe a better solution would be a different floor or room for the kids and their darn video games. The kids act like this group gaining control of the library would be horrible and even say, I bet they'd shush at us. Yeah, and they should. A library is supposed to be quiet. The two teams compete, this time more Olympics themed than escape room, but it's the same gist of book-themed riddles. They lean so heavily on trying to make Mr. Lemoncello like Willy Wonka. The bookworm is rereading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory even though she already did in the first book. They word for word use the door knocker riddle from Labyrinth too. It's unoriginal and painfully cheesy at times, but I think I'm just grateful not to have stumbled into any graphic sexual content here, so I'm giving it a higher rating. Book 3, Mr. Lemoncello's Great Library Race. I gave 2.5 out of 5. These books are all fairly similar with a slight new ripped-off twist. The style of the riddle games this time is set up like The Amazing Race. They even fly on Mr. Lemoncello's private jet. The prize this time is a tour to a few big cities to visit their libraries that Mr. Lemoncello has exhibits in. Kyle is a contender yet again. They run around solving riddles but get distracted when they hear Mr. Lemoncello stole his first game idea from a little old lady, so they request game delays so they can focus on clearing his name instead. I like the idea of showing misinformation and how Wikipedia can be edited by anyone and to always check facts. What I don't like is that they're adamant on innocent until proven guilty for Mr. Lemoncello and say, oh, he would never do that when they don't truly know this man, all while calling the girl a liar. I feel like believed until proven wrong should be held as high as innocent until proven guilty. especially when most things can't be proven. But in this case, the woman was a hired actress by a competing game company. Mr. Lemoncello's name gets cleared, and he awards all 6 kids the prize of visiting libraries. I'm still enjoying the series, but the over-explaining of everything is getting a little old. I feel like the author's constantly like, do you get it? Are you sure? Are you really sure? And yes, I get it. Book number 4, Mr. Lemoncello's All-Star Breakout Game. I gave 2 out of 5. I'm liking these less and less, unfortunately, but there's only 2 more, so I'll still finish the series. The theme of this one is they're kind of in VR versions of books, minus the helmets. At least I didn't notice any mention of helmets. I'm pretty sure they're just in 3D hologram-like locations and have to solve puzzles. Mr. Lemoncello himself is getting more annoying, and there's an evil kid in the games whose mother hates the library, so he goes in to win games for his dad and take down the library for his mom. I like this one the least so far because it's more like a video game than book trivia game. Even some of the book-loving contestants were disappointed and left. Book number 5, Mr. Lemoncello and the Titanium Ticket. I gave 2 out of 5. This series takes the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory ripoff to a whole other level. Mr. Lemoncello has another competition, and the winner this time will gain the Titanium Ticket, which means they'll inherit his billion-dollar game company when he dies. The theme of the games this time is board games. I'm reminded how juvenile this series is when they continuously explain simple games like Candyland and Connect 4. Much like in Book 4, where it was like VR games, this one transports the player in real life-size versions of the board games, which is really more like a bar patio with a giant Connect 4 than a VR game. Kyle is our main character in the other books, but here he's 6, so he has a kid named Simon go in who isn't supposed to be in the games, so he does special effects makeup to play. He gets caught, and Mr. Lemoncello allows him to stay. Mr. Lemoncello's let cheating slide a few times, which doesn't seem fair to me. I'm not the biggest fan of this installment either, only one left though. They used the term lit in this, and my excitement died a little, picturing the 64-year-old at the time man thinking how kids talk these days and writing lit. Book number 6, Mr. Lemoncello's Fantabulous Finale. I gave 2 out of 5. The 6th and final book of the Lemoncello series. The final part of the competition to win his billion-dollar estate. For some reason, they allowed more people to join the competition, which also doesn't seem fair. And it's so odd to declare 100% that the 13-year-old winner of this will get everything he has. What if they end up being a criminal? These games had more history like trivia. A lot of the teens chose to drop out. It's cool that they know what they want their futures like instead of owning this billion-dollar business, but it's also hard to believe that they'd give it up. If they won, they'd become a billionaire, could delegate the work to other people, and still do their dreams. Money isn't everything, but when we're living in a time where you need 3 or more full incomes to live even somewhat comfortably, it seems like a silly thing to give up. 5 people end up winning, including Kyle. They say, hey, I thought it was going to be one winner, and Mr. Lemoncello says there is. He's the one winner because he's found these 5 who he gets to see grow into wonderful people who will one day inherit his everything. This series was mildly fun. I definitely recommend it for some kids' early reading since it is educational at points and encourages reading, but as an adult, the Willy Wonka ripoff gets annoying at times.